Star Trek Beyond.
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to this movie.
All of you guys, so excited about Star Wars Rogue One, and I'm just sitting back like Star Trek Beyond. Come on, because I will not deny the quality of good Star Wars movies, but Star Trek I have always liked better. Always.
I've been more of a Star Wars fan. I mean, I'm familiar with the Star Trek universe, and I wouldn't exactly call myself like a Trekkie, is it whatever?
I
A
own
hardcore fan.
every episode,
Yeah,
and I watch it religiously.
Yeah, I'm not like that, but I definitely like the previous two Star Trek films, like Star Trek in 2009 and Into Darkness. I enjoyed both of them, so that's why I'm really looking forward to Beyond.
I was really worried in 2009. I'm like, all the Star Trek movies are usually bad. How are they going to reboot it? It's going to wipe off 50 years of, like, his, Trekkie canon. And they did it in such a great way that, like, it respects the original lore and it creates a new, like, reboot of a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I didn't like Into Darkness as much as 2009, I thought it was a really well-made movie. And it deserved, like, a lot more praise than hate.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the amount of hate I got. I thought it was a great movie, honestly.
Yeah. So far, 2 for 2 in the Star Trek movies for me.
Yeah, me too.
I can't say the same about Star Wars. I mean, I think both of the Star Trek movies so far have been better than Force Awakens.
I'm not going to say anything.
No, I mean, share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. This is a safe place.
I mean, it could be just that I'm biased. I probably am, but for me, like I said, I've just been more interested in the Star Wars universe.
Well, that's because you're a fucking idiot.
No, fuck you. I'm not mad. I'm not obsessed with Warcraft. Be like,
Yeah.
you need to watch.
I'm gonna give this movie an 8, even though I think the story could have been handled so much better, and that they could have started at the first expansion and the first Horde invasion, and talk for 20 minutes about nothing.
Yeah. Or like, look up Mr. Sunday Movies on YouTube.
She even did the tilt back.
That's payback for saying, "Oh, Tarek has no friends." Okay.
At least he has a life.
Anyway.
God, I'm ready to see this movie. Like, I'm just so ready. Like, Justin Lin, even though you're not J.J. Abrams, I have full faith in you. Don't fuck this up.
Right. I mean, like I said, the first two movies were directed by J.J. Abrams. I think he did a wonderful job. This movie, he's Justin Lin. He directed the Fast and Furious movies, some of them, I think, which I'm not too familiar with them, but hey, they have a following.
I've never watched a Fast and Furious movie.
I think I've only seen the first one. So.
Not a single one. If I have, it was a very long time ago. And they just don't stick. Gal Gadot was great as Wonder Woman, though.
Yeah.
Antoine Yelchin. If I butchered that name, I'm so sorry, but this one's for you. I have a really good feeling about this movie, and you're gonna fucking be missed, man.
Mm-hmm. It's quite unfortunate.
I mean, he was so young. Like, he was way too young.
Yeah, and he was a pretty good actor, too. Like, damn.
Chris Pine reprising his role.
Yeah, Chris Pine, Simon Pegg, who I really like.
Yeah, I really like Spock in this movie. I thought he was a great Spock. Who was my biggest concern in 2009. But they have the original Spock. And I'm just so ready to see this movie. Like, I haven't been this excited, like, in front of a movie theater since, like, Batman vs. Superman or Civil War. Like, I just have such a great feeling about this movie.
Me too.
And Deadpool.
Yeah, but we already saw Deadpool.
Yeah, we saw Deadpool before we started this.
However, I am more excited for Suicide Squad.
Yeah, let's just take it one hype at a time.
I know, but I'm just, I can't wait.
I know. There's so many movies to look forward to with this shitty summer of movies, kind of.
Has there been one good summer movie? Well,
I think
a few, but like...
This will be a good moment. What is the best summer movie so far, in your opinion, Tarek?
The Darkness, I'm just kidding.
Well, that was May also.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably have to give it to Swiss Army Man.
Honestly?
Yeah.
You probably didn't see Finding Dory, but I think so far it's between Central Intelligence, Finding Dory, and honestly Lights Out. Like, this movie, this summer of 2016 has had nothing.
Yeah.
So you have Not a lot to live up to, Star Trek Beyond.
Pretty much. I hope this is the best summer movie.
Yeah, it should have been Independence Day Resurgence, but that movie wasn't
Mm.
good. Like, it just wasn't. So, Tarek, come on, are you ready to see Star Trek Beyond?
I am ready to see Star Trek Beyond.
Fucking ready.
Mhm.
Okay, I have to get this off my chest, like, real quick. There's one thing I utterly fucking hated with this movie. And that was that it fucking ended.
I
Man.
know, right?
That was such a great movie. God, yes. I am fucking pleased with this movie.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely up there with the other two. Maybe even better, honestly.
Like, this might be one of the best movies of the year. I mean, it's definitely one of the best movies of the year thus far. But I enjoyed this movie as much as Captain America: Civil War, Batman v Superman, fucking
Deadpool.
yeah, like all these great movies, and this is like with that, and that makes me so happy because I really wanted this movie to be great.
I know, I did too. I think we finally have like a great trilogy of movies, even though people didn't really like the second one that much, but I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. I loved this.
Mhm.
I love the first. So you know what that means? That means the odd-numbered Star Trek movies are the good ones now.
Hmm.
Wrath of Khan, number 2 and number 4, and those were great. And now it's time for the odd numbers to get their place. So expect Star Trek 4 to suck ass. The entire movie, like, you're having so much fun throughout it. It does not feel like 2 hours.
It doesn't really. I mean, it just flows so well. I mean, the beginning was a little bit slow, but that's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't anywhere as near slow as the like first Star Trek movie in the beginning. Like the first half, like where they're just setting up the Star Trek world. This movie was a lot more fluid. It was so much better paced.
definitely.
God, the performances across the fucking board, phenomenal job.
They were pretty good. I feel like everybody got enough screen time. They all had their moments to shine, especially Scotty.
Yes.
Scotty was funny.
I love Scotty. And that one chick who was like, I don't even remember her name, but she was like with the white and then the black stripes.
And makeup.
She was fucking badass, man.
She was.
And like, I don't know what it is about Star Trek and like the fucking aliens, but they are sexy as hell. The green one from the first one, and then you have this.
Yeah, she was like great at fighting. She knew what she was doing, and like she was kind of funny sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah. And like her humor doesn't come from because they weren't writing jokes. Like her character was, she didn't understand human customs, and that's great. Like I fucking loved that.
We're kind of sounding like we want to have sex with an alien, but you know.
I mean, hey, J.J. Abrams established that I would fuck an alien in the first Star Trek, so that doesn't really surprise me. I just don't know why it works for me, you know?
Yeah, if Star-Lord would do it, why not?
Oh my fucking god, this movie was so much better than Force Awakens, I thought. Come on, Tarek.
I mean,
Come on, Tarek.
I mean,
You gotta be totally honest with yourself here.
you know, I mean, they were both really enjoyable, both a lot of fun. Although there is one flaw with The Force Awakens that I feel like this movie did better, was that,
The Nazis.
well, I wouldn't say that. It's just like how the Force Awakens borrowed a lot from A New Hope, and this movie obviously just kind of stood on its own.
So, what does that mean, Tarek?
Not gonna say it. I'm just gonna.
Tarek, you
Right
got
here.
look at the
No.
camera, Tarek. Come on, look
No,
at
I
the
don't
camera.
want
Come
to.
on. Say it, Tarek.
No, I can't.
You got. Was Star Wars: The Force Awakens or Star Trek Beyond better?
They're both pretty good, but you know, yeah. Han Solo.
Admit defeat, Tarek.
No, never.
Admit defeat, Tarek.
Just wait until Rogue One.
Rogue One looks good as fuck. Don't take my Star Trek praise and bias as like, you know, I hate Star Wars. Rogue One looks fucking amazing, and I bet that's gonna be like one of my favorite Star Wars movies, if not the best. So Tarek.
Okay. How about this? Which one was a better film? Probably this. Which one did I enjoy more? Star Wars Force Awakens.
Really?
Because, like I said, I'm biased, and I am a Star Wars geek. Always will be.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you have two buddies on the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to the Stars franchise. As
So, there's one scene in the movie. Let's play something loud and distracting.
best scene in the fucking movie, I
Oh,
swear to
yeah.
God.
It's, of course, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. It's in the trailer.
Coolest sci-fi final battle, like with ships I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive. The CGI looks pretty good.
The CGI looks phenomenal. Like all of the little alien creatures, they all look great. I was worried that, oh, maybe with, you know, a new director, some of the aliens would look really, really fake. Surprisingly, they looked more realistic than some of the Star Wars ones who used practical effects.
Anyway. Yeah, like some of the aliens did look pretty good. In the beginning, they had like these little CGI small little animal things. Those didn't look entirely real, but they weren't like in the movie for that long, so
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. And another problem I think I had was the shaky cam. Some of the action scenes, like the close fist fights or whatever, the camera does shake a little, which I hate, but it's not too bad. So, but those are really the only two flaws I have.
As someone who like really, really, really likes action movies, I can handle shaky cam to a certain degree, and this one, it wasn't as bad as Civil War in terms of shaky cam, like especially at the beginning.
I expected you to say Star Wars at this
Well,
point.
I mean, Star Wars, you know, is fine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
A movie like Hardcore Henry, for example, like where it's nothing but shaky
Oh,
cam.
God.
I mean, it's just nauseating, I think.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but just the trailer alone gave me a headache. I couldn't imagine seeing the movie.
Yeah, well, it's my most disliked video, so I won't talk about it too long, you fuckers. But
You two should have seen The Notebook instead.
I loved Kirk in this movie. Like, because the first movie, he was like, they even said it in here, he joined the Enterprise on a dare, and, you know, he was remembering his father, who
Who
joined it.
died, I think, in the second movie, right?
He died at the very beginning of the first,
Oh, his father. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of somebody else.
by Thor.
Yeah.
And he's, as a captain, he is really, really matured, and that's very, very, very nice to see. I love seeing these characters be developed throughout the franchise. And honestly, if you didn't like Into Darkness, you can totally scrap that one from your memory, because I mean, this one could have been a direct sequel to Star
The first
Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah, it probably could have, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't acknowledge anything from Into Darkness, I think.
No, except for... No, I don't think so. Not that I can think of. But then again, it's been a while since I've seen the movies, so...
I recently watched the first two.
Okay, so take it from him then.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to look for any sort of tie-ins I could, and there's definitely a lot to the first one, but surprisingly, there's a lot of stuff resembling, or not resembling, like in reference to the original Star Trek.
Especially when Spock is like looking at that picture or whatever with all the original Star Trek crew.
Because the way they handled Leonard's death, the original Spock, they had him die in the movie, and I'm pretty sure that like that was a reshot, like, you know, for the movie for the fans.
Yeah.
And you see the new Spock like heartbroken, and it's very, very sad to see. But
It is.
God, it's such a great way to like have that happen, you know. And I'm hoping,
And they might have to do that with other characters.
you know, with Antoine, I'm really hoping it's not gonna pull an Independence Day resurgence where he dies in a, you know, a technology test or something off screen.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what else they'll really do.
Yeah, we digress. I mean, they'll both be missed, and this movie was a great way to honor them both.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the villain for a second, because I was watching the movie, and I'm like, the first act, I was like, okay, we're introduced. Second act, he's not really doing anything for me. The third act, I was really sold with him as a villain. I was like, damn. Because there's so many shocking revelation, like, with his character, and you see his motivation, which I personally would have liked to have seen, like, explored a little bit more, and that brings me to my next complaint of the film, and I use that term very loosely with this, because in the middle section of the movie, like the second act, they get stranded on this foreign planet, and, you know, they're split up, the crew is split up, and they have to, you know, get back together and go back to save the Federation.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to have seen more of them split up and more character moments between them and more time to, you know, show the villain's motivation during that.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
But I mean, literally what I'm saying is I wish the movie was longer. And if you take to heart what I'm saying there, I'm saying this movie was fantastic. I would have loved to have seen more of this movie.
And it was already like 2 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it so easily. Like, I was never bored once throughout the entire movie. Like, every single checklist I had, like, it excels for me. I loved especially the chemistry between these characters, and, you know, that was important moments, like, when they're stranded. You know, especially Spock and Bones. I mean, they were my two favorite characters from the TV show, like, two of my favorite characters. And they have such great chemistry in this movie. Everyone has such great chemistry with each other, and you really feel like they're like a family, like a crew, and you care about them. And that's so important with this movie.
I do wish Yura and Spock had a little bit more scenes together, because they only have like 2 in the movie. I think one in the beginning and like one at the end. So
Yeah.
But
Honestly, for me, I was really hoping like I wouldn't see more of Spock and Yura or Spock and Kirk, because I've seen them together so much. I would have liked to have seen more, you know, other characters interacting, and I got that. So, fucking please. God, I'm still losing my mind over the fucking sabotage.
I know, all that part
by
was
Beastie
so
Boys.
great.
Ah,
I know. As soon as he said it, loud and distracting, and I was waiting for it. He's like, good choice. It's a classic? Sure is.
This is the sort of movie that's like ideal when you're rebooting like a franchise, because it respects its original like source material, and it's fun for a new generation while standing on its own.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I would have seen this movie right after I would have seen Ghostbusters, because if that would have happened, I mean, my faith in reboots would have been completely restored. And I probably wouldn't have needed to take a week break from seeing movies.
Yeah. Same with me, so.
But it's got the cheesiness of the original Star Trek series alongside the more mature messages you can get from them, as well as interesting storytelling and compelling characters. I mean, what more can you ask for? The action is just incredible to look at. In each act, this is like one of the only times I've seen this in a movie. The first act was good, the second act was great, and the third act was amazing. I don't see many movies that build upon itself in terms of quality. Because it's usually like, oh, the first act is amazing, oh, the second act kind of sucks, but the third act, wow, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like they like get it going, get you really hooked, and then they have to slow down. Then they go back up again.
Because my band teacher said, like, when we would compete, like, we would always have like 3 act shows, 3 or 4 or 5. So he said, make sure your first and last are great, because your first impression and your last impression are the most important. And my first impression and last impression were, this movie is amazing. I recommend it to everyone, not just Star Trek fans. Like, if you like science fiction movies, not sci-fi, but science fiction, like the genre, this is your fucking movie. If you like Star Wars, man, this is your fucking movie. I mean,
Why do Star Wars and Star Trek? You don't need to fight. We can come together. I mean, both movies are coming out this year. I mean, we're all looking forward to them.
It's just what a time to be alive, you know?
Yeah.
I wish I lived in a world where there was no Marvel or DC or Star Wars or Star Trek, Mario or Sonic, or fucking Coke or Pepsi, you know? It's just you can enjoy both. I enjoy both. I love good quality movies, and this is a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Star Trek, I don't care if it's Star Wars, I'm paying to see a great movie, and that's exactly what this is. Tarek, what are you giving this out of 10?
I think I'm gonna give this a 9.
A 9? Why do you say that?
Just because, you know, for me to give a movie a 10 out of 10, man, it's
Gotta be Civil War.
got it. Well, I was gonna say hit me right here, but you know what? That too.
This movie definitely hit me right here, and that's exactly why I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This movie exceeded my expectations, and it checked off everything that I would have ever wanted this movie to be. So, with our consensus of 9.5 out of 10, you know what Star Trek Beyond is?
What is it, Carrick?
Star Trek Beyond is a blowjob from God! Woo! You know, it's funny because, like, blowjob from God is offensive in and of itself because, like, you have, like, dick sucking with religion, which is no, and homosexuality and everything, whatever. And then you have science and God.
Ugh.
I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely go see this movie. I mean, I'm going to get, like, a collector's edition of all 3 movies if I can. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.